Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a new video in Nifty BN channel, the series Options with Jeet. This time, for a change, I am going to talk about investment in international equity markets. My name is JR. I am going to take you through how to invest in international equity markets and what are the instruments available to do that. Let's start. So what are the options do we have? We can invest in the international equity markets through the exchange traded funds. These funds are traded in Indian Stock Exchange, basically NSE and BSE. So through these ETFs, we can invest in the US market, China market, and other markets. This is available. The second option is doing it through the mutual funds. The third option is you can do directly, you can go and buy the international stock or ETF or bond or anything. That option is also available. Then at the end, we will go through the what are the rules and regulations given by the RBI for doing all these investments. Okay. So why do we invest in global equities? Why we should invest? Means if we can invest in Indian markets like what we are doing, we are generating some returns. So what is the advantage of doing investment in global equities? So the first advantage is risk diversification. Sometimes the Indian market may not do well for a certain period. So that time the risk can be compensated by your investment in the global market. When India is not doing well, probably Japan might do well or China might do well, Brazil might do well, US might do well, Europe might do well. So the risk is diversified. So you are not concentrated on a particular country. Means you can invest anywhere in the world. So the whole world will not do worse at everything at the same time. In some part of the places means the growth is always there. So your risk is diversified. Okay. So the second advantage is the opportunity to invest in the best companies in the world. Like for example, FAANG, they call it FANG in US. So what is FAANG? Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix and Google. So these are the company names which we are familiar in our day-to-day things. Like everybody, most of us uses Facebook, most of us use an Apple device, most of us do Amazon Prime, most of us have a Netflix account for video streaming, and almost everyone uses Google. But to invest in these companies are not listed in Indian Stock Exchange, so we cannot invest in them directly. But these companies are listed in the American stock exchanges, so you can go and invest there. This is one of the advantages of investing in the global equities. These companies are all doing extremely well, but we are getting a chance to invest in these companies through global equities investing. So the returns through the currency exchange rate fluctuations are also available. Like the Indian rupee is a depreciating currency against the other well performing. Indian rupee is performing reasonably well, but generally if you see the Indian rupee fluctuations are basically on the lower side. 10 years back it was 50 rupees per dollar, today it is 75 rupees per dollar. So if someone would have invested at the rate of 50 rupees per dollar 10 years back, even today the stock has not moved, nothing has happened, but you have gained 50% on it already, because the returns are also available through the currency exchange rate fluctuations. Okay. So in the global equities, you can invest in a particular country specific equities, or you can invest as a region. Like for example, the Asian region has some of the funds and ETFs focus only the Asian region. Means the Asian region consists of more than 7-8 countries. In all those countries, the fund goes and invests. So the risk is very much diversified, and we are focusing on one region's growth. Or you can invest in the best of the entire world. So those funds are also available. You can go and invest in the top 5 or top 2 best performing companies in each country. So that everything included in one fund, means that is also available. Okay. So first we will go through the exchange traded funds. So what are the exchange traded funds? These are like, we all know that exchange traded funds are traded like a stock in the exchange. This is a fund, but it is traded like a stock in the exchange. So what investments are available in India to invest in global equities? The first one what is available is Motilal Oswal Nasdaq 100 ETF. The code is MON 100. This is for the US market because this fund basically has investments in Nasdaq 100, Nasdaq index. So it has got the investments in Nasdaq index. So by investing in this ETF indirectly, or we are investing in the Nasdaq companies. And Nasdaq companies are mostly technology based companies like Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Google. All these companies are part of Nasdaq 100. Okay. The other option available is Reliance Nippon Hang Seng Bees. So Hang Seng Bees is for the China. Hang Seng market is basically China market. So for the China market, there is a instrument listed in our exchange. Many people don't know that. If you want to take part of the growth of China, you can invest in this. Okay. So currently, as of now, only the two options are available in the market for Indian investors to take exposure in US and China markets through ETF. There is no other ETF, a foreign ETF is available in India. I don't know why, but it is not available. So only two ETFs, one for the US market, one for the China market. So only these two ETFs are available. So let us see in the Motilal Oswal Nasdaq 100 ETF and the Hang Seng Bees. So what are available? Let us go through that. So for the Nasdaq, Motilal Oswal Nasdaq 100 ETF. So it has performed reasonably well. Okay. So let us see the portfolio. All this pair comparison, everything is there. You can see value research online, everything is available. So you can just note what website I am looking at. So you can also see the same. So the top holdings of the ETF, you can see Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Alphabet is basically Google, Tesla, Nvidia, again Alphabet, PayPal, Adobe, Comcast, Netflix, Intel. You can see all these companies, Pepsi, means all these companies are like basically what we do, they are involved in our day-to-day activities. Okay, these are the top performing companies in the world. So there is opportunity for us to invest in these companies directly through the ETF. So let us see means what the Hang Seng one has. Most of the company names we don't know, but still means we can go through. This has returned a bit lesser than the Nasdaq one because the American markets were doing extremely well. So these are some of the Chinese companies means where the fund invests, and these are probably the top Chinese companies. The names we don't know. HSBC is one of them which we know. Alibaba we know. Tencent. Tencent is a company which owns WeChat. So this we know. And then mobile company we know. Most of us use this mobile. Then China Mobile, Bank of China. BYD. BYD is a company which makes electric vehicles in China. So few companies there means you can see that what they do. So it's all here. Most of the companies we don't know, but I believe these are the top companies of China, like in the US means which gives very good returns. Okay. So let's go back to our slides. So mutual funds. So ETF we have seen. So there are only two options are available in ETFs. So one for US market and one for Chinese market. So what are the mutual funds offerings available in India to invest in global equities? Lot of options. Lot means every other fund house has. So many themes are available to invest. Nearly every mutual fund house offers investment in global equities for Indian investors. Here the investment is indirect investment. This is not a direct investment on the global equities market. So this is an indirect investment. So you are going to hold the mutual fund units. In turn, the mutual fund goes and invests in the ETF which is available in the other country. Okay. So the mutual funds invest in the ETFs. which are not available directly to the Indian investors. What ETFs we saw? We saw only two ETFs which are available for us listed in the Indian exchanges. But there are ETFs which are available abroad, like in the US or Europe or China, Japan. Those ETFs are not directly accessible to us, but these mutual funds, they go and buy those ETFs and they will provide us the units of their mutual fund for that holding. So this is a way of indirect investing into the other countries' markets. Okay. So here it is advantageous to invest through the mutual fund where the ETFs are not available to us. Like for example, S&P 500 ETF. S&P 500 is the topmost exchange in the US. For that, we don't have a ETF in India listed. And FTSE is the Great Britain's index, London Stock Exchange. That is what they call it as a FTSE. For that, ETF direct investment is not available in India. But all these things can be invested through a mutual fund. Okay. So here you can have a very well diversified portfolios to invest. Like for example, you can invest in the entire world. For that also funds are available. Or you can invest to a particular region like Asia or Europe or US or only the South America. Any option means if you want to invest, you can do that. Or you can go for a very concentrated portfolio like only gold mining companies or only agri product making companies. This is for the entire world, not for one country. It is for the entire world. Whichever like country, in a country a company is mining gold, like Australia is mining gold and a lot of other countries are mining gold. So those companies, the fund will go and invest. So it is only for gold, and these are international companies. These shares are not available for Indian investors, but through a mutual fund, we can go and invest in those companies. And very country specific, like you can go and invest only in Brazil, or you can go and only invest in Japan. So those country specific mutual funds are also available. It's a huge list is available. Let us see means what kind of list we have it there. You can see Equity International. What are all the funds available for us? Commodity, basically the agri ones. This is Aditya Birla. Okay. Then we have Access. We have some Alpha Fund, Global Innovation. Means you can go and see the PDF. It's like everything. This is a country specific. Access Greater China. And DSP BlackRock, Global Allocation. And World Gold, World Energy, World Mining, even sector specific for the entire world, not for a particular country. And this is a region specific, like Edelweiss Asian Equity Offshore. So only it focuses only on the Asian region. Asian region is basically the Southeast Asia region where I am located. Okay. And the emerging market. The emerging market means basically what they call as BRICS countries. BRICS country means Brazil, Russia, India, China, Indonesia, South Africa, means all these are emerging markets. So these are called BRICS. So you can invest there also. Europe can invest there. Again, Greater China is there. US technology equity. Basically, US technology equity is NASDAQ. Okay, means they may be investing in a different proportion. So that is why they call it as a different name. Then US value investing only in Asia. Franklin is providing only the Asian equity. Asian equity means whatever is there in the Asian continent. Means they can go to any country and they will have the best performing top stocks in that fund. Okay. European opportunities. Asia Pacific excluding Japan. Means like you see, it means how many different kind of combinations we are having. Brazil. Global emerging markets, then climate change, fund of funds. I don't know what is this, means there is something is there. US blue chip, ICICI is having a US blue chip. Lot of feeder funds for income. Global consumer trends, maybe global FMCG companies, this Invesco is going to invest there. Again, Kotak, you can see Invesco, Kotak, you name any fund. Mirai Asset means having, this is very interesting fund. You can see NYSE, this is a New York Stock Exchange, FANG Plus ETF. So what is the FANG Plus ETF? fund of funds means basically you are going to get the mutual fund units of this fund, but what this fund does, it goes and invests in the ETF of this. So what is this? A FANG plus. So I have got what is the FANG plus. So the FANG plus is something like, let us see the portfolio. You can see Twitter, they have FANG plus, means FANG is also there. FANG means Facebook, Apple, Nvidia and Google, basically Alphabet, Google. Those stocks are there. Amazon is also there. Plus it has got Tesla, it has got Baidu, it has got Alibaba, many companies. Means FANG plus means this is concentrated only on this company. The 100% of asset is distributed like this. This is very specific fund, technology plus the best of China, means you can consider like that. So something like that means such options are also available. Okay. So you can have like regular, direct, means all those sub options are also there. This is the fund which we talked about, the ETF, direct ETF, which is listed in India, and Motilal has also got a fund of funds also. Basically this fund goes and invests in the ETF also. Okay. So S&P 500 index fund means we don't have a ETF listed, but we have got a S&P 500 index fund. What this does, we get the units of this fund, but this fund goes and invests in the directly in the S&P 500 ETF. Okay. So Japan, we have Hang Seng BEES regular. This is what we have discussed in the ETF section. Okay. These are all basically equity international. Name any fund, you have it here. SBA has something, Sundaram has something, I think. In every fund has something on the global equities. Okay. Let's move on. What about direct investments in global market? What we have seen now, we have seen investing through the ETFs which are listed on Indian exchanges. We have seen mutual funds which offers so many options, means to invest in very specific country, specific region, entire world, specific industry all over the world, including Japan, excluding Japan, means we have seen so many combinations. But out of all these things, you can still go and do direct investments in global market. Means whatever you do, you are not getting the company share directly. With all the options what we discussed earlier, we are not getting a Facebook share or an Apple share or Amazon share. What we get is the mutual fund units or ETF units. If you really want to get a Facebook share, what you should do? Let's go through that. So these direct investments in global market means you can go like same in India, you can go and open a brokerage account with an international broker and you can go and do the buying or investment of your funds in global stocks. Okay, this is available to Indian investors only for investment purpose only. Derivatives or F&O is banned. Okay, you cannot deal with F&O in this. So a maximum limit of $250,000. $250,000 is a huge amount. This is what they call it as a liberalized remittance scheme, which has come few years back. This is what the RBI allows. This is what they call it as a liberalized remittance scheme. This video I'll keep it short, but this is the LRS, means what they call through LRS they are allowing 250,000. If you want more information on LRS, just go and Google search it, you will get it. Okay, this can be transferred from India to invest in global market. This is the ceiling. 250,000 is ceiling. You cannot invest more than that. Okay. So all the international brokers allow Indian investors to open a cash account with them. There is a big difference between a cash account and margin account. In a margin account is basically, like in India, it is equivalent to a leverage account. Okay, means you can have very less money but buy more. Means that is not allowed for Indian investor. It is banned by RBI. One of my accounts also got closed because the broker shown me a reference of a RBI circular and they said that your margin account is closed. You can deal only with a regular cash account. Means if I want to buy one Apple share, I should have the money to buy one Apple share. Means I cannot just pay $50 and then buy 2 shares of Apple. It is not possible. Okay. So here the account opening is fairly straightforward and simple. You can simply provide the same documentation what we are providing for our stockbrokers, and you can open the account. And all these international brokers, they have got tie-up with the full service brokers in India, like ICICI Direct, Motilal Oswal, all these brokers, full service brokers, they have the tie-up with these international brokers. You can contact one of their offices. They can allow you to open one account with the similar documentation what we provide for opening our trading and demat account. Okay. If you don't have the capital, like if you want to go and buy Amazon stock, you will need about $4,500 now. So sorry, however it is much more. Means you can consider, like you will require tens of thousands of rupees to buy a single stock. Okay, if you don't have that much of money, so what you can do, you can even buy fractional shares. Means Facebook, you can go and buy 0.05 shares is possible. These are all called fractional shares. That is out of our subject what we are talking about. We are talking only about investment. So I am giving you the option available there. You can go and buy a fractional share. Even you have only $1, 100 rupees with you. With the 100 rupees, you can go and buy a Facebook share. Means you will get proportional share of the Facebook for 100 rupees. That is possible. Okay. Even with 100 rupees, you can go and buy shares. But 100 rupees may not be the minimum requirement. The minimum requirement will be a little higher. But I am giving you as an example that for a small money also, it is possible to buy foreign shares also. These are all basically new age brokers. This video is not sponsored by anyone because I cannot take any of those names. You can go and search that fractional shares purchase in India in Google. You will find few companies who does this one. So you can go and talk to them and then get the account opened by them. Okay. So what are the rules and regulations we have for doing these foreign investment through ETFs, mutual funds, or direct investments in foreign equities? So as I said, the RBI has banned derivative trading of any nature in global markets other than Indian market. In Indian market, an Indian citizen can do derivative trading. Means we are all doing that. Okay. So one cannot open a margin account or deal with derivatives in a foreign market. So this is very, very clear. There are many people who are dealing with currency derivatives, currency futures. Futures is basically a derivative. Okay, so the currency, whatever is there, the spot cannot be traded. The spot trading is not available to us. It is available only for the banks. Whatever like we are trading for the forex market is basically the forex future market. So that is actually banned. Many people are doing that, but it is officially banned. Okay. So as I said, a maximum of $250,000, all the accounts combined, means not per account, it's all the account combined. It can be remitted outside India for investing in foreign shares, bonds, or ETFs. Okay. So here, how this is only for shares, bonds, and ETF, what I have told. The mutual fund, you are investing in India using Indian rupees, right? So the mutual fund gains are treated just like a domestic fund. If you are investing locally in India, the treatment on the tax, gains, everything is treated same like domestic funds, okay? And all the rules and regulations for domestic fund, whatever is there, they are applicable for the international MF also, because the international MF is basically listed in Indian market, okay? The units, you can get it in your demat or in your portfolio account, okay? So all the rules, whatever is applicable for a regular MF is applicable for the international MFs also. But if you are doing a direct investments, whatever I have told, the ETF one is simple one, and the domestic MF is also simple. Even the ETF domestic means all those, the gains, the ETFs are taxed like how your shares are taxed, and the mutual funds are taxed like how your regular mutual fund is taxed. But your direct investments in foreign stocks, the tax treatment, it's only on the returns. For investment, there is no tax. The tax is only for the returns. So the returns from direct investments in foreign stocks are a bit complicated, okay? So there is, for a reasonable coverage, you can refer to the below link, because if I start explaining that, I myself don't understand few of those points. Please consult your auditor if you are going and investing directly on the foreign stocks, even buying full share or fractional share, the returns tax treatment is different. Okay, so I'll show you the tax treatment means what I have seen here. So this is the link which I have given in the slide. So I'll try to give this in the video description also. This is like quite recent, about 6 months back this has come in. So how the tax treatment on the capital gains means how it is being treated, and means there is something called International Financial Services Center. Means there are a lot of stuff and there is a DTA agreement is that this is for the NRIs, and how the dividend is being tax treated means it is a bit complicated, and claim of a foreign tax credit and how you will disclose it in your ITR. So there is a lot of stuff here means which you can go through in this site, and if you are still in a doubt, you can consult your auditor for clarified information. Okay, so I hope I have covered most of this, and thank you for being with me for the entire presentation. I hope you have learned something new here. Signing off, this is JR. May the global equity markets be with you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Please post any questions you have in the comment section. Also, do not forget to like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. To find us on Twitter, Telegram and Facebook, use the username NiftyBN. Also, we post some of our trades to the community tab. So do not forget to check that from time to time.